Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield 5 minutes to the Minority Whip, Mr. Blunt of Missouri.
Minority Whip is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the gentleman for yielding. I think we've already passed this bill in this Congress, 345 to 76 or something like that. And I'm not surprised we're seeing it again. We're not seeing answers to the energy problems we face. Gas prices reached another high yet today. 379 cents a gallon, $3.79 a gallon is the average in the country. American families and small businesses are paying $1.46 per gallon more today than they were paying when Nancy Pelosi became the Speaker. April of 2006, the minority leader at that time, Nancy Pelosi, said Democrats have a common sense plan to bring down skyrocketing gas prices. Well, for weeks now, Republicans have been asking what that common sense plan was, and we've given up on that. And so we'll begin in the next few days going ahead and rolling out our plans as to what we think we could do to do something about these prices. This bill was not an answer last year. It's not an answer this year. No PEC is no answer. No PEC is no policy. No PEC actually means more dependence. Why we'd want to continue to head down the road of more dependence on oil from outside the United States is amazing to me. 91% of all Americans commute to work using an automobile. And the increase in gasoline cost for the 3.3 million Americans who drive at least 50 miles each day to work has increased by $1,200 since this Congress began its work 16 months ago. I had a round table in my district last week with people, a lot of whom probably at the table I was at, the average was a drive of about 45 or 50 miles. And if you're working at a job that pays by the hour and you're driving 45 or 50 miles a week, you really don't have a choice. Where I live and where many of our members live, there's no mass transit, there's no bus, there's no alternative other than to get there in your own car or to ride with somebody else. So you're now either paying an extra $100 a month just to get to work, or you're somehow sharing that $100 with the person you've figured out how to ride with. The average American drives about 15,000 miles per year, and that means the average American's now paying almost $700 more for gasoline than they were when this new majority took over. The upcoming Memorial Day weekend is really known as the traditional start of the summer driving season. It's only 4 days away. 9 out of 10 trips made during that summer travel season are made in an automobile. 9 out of 10 family vacations occur in an automobile, and we're setting record prices every day. In fact, this is the 12th consecutive day for an all-time record gas price increase. This is last week was the 9th consecutive week for an all-time record gas price increase record. And we have no PEC back on the floor. Mr. Speaker, it's time we got bills on the floor that did the things that need to be done to get the country headed in the right directions. Republicans have sponsored those bills. Democrats have sponsored those bills. But where are they? They don't have a hearing in the Energy Committee. They don't have a place on the floor, and gas prices continue to go up. We need to do things that promote clean and reliable power generation. We need to do things that improve expanding American energy production. We need greater energy efficiency, greater conservation. In the short term, we could do things like we finally did last week on the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, and like we've urged this Congress to do, which is to abandon 18.5-cent federal gas tax for the driving months, and at least that kind of impact on the driving public as we take another 100 days to try to find a real solution. We are not going to find the solutions by repeating the work we did last year. Americans are tired of these gas prices going up. This Congress should do something about it. It can't do something about it without energy bills on the floor that do more than study a problem that we all know only makes the dependence on foreign countries worse. Let's reduce dependence, let's encourage research, and let's do what we can to get America moving again with energy policies that make sense for American families and American workers. I yield back.